Hey everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and today I am doing my 30 days of Peloton video. It is a very in-depth. You'll see by the length of this video, it's extremely long. I do have timestamps in the description box down below if you want to jump to any sections. I go over all the details about this app, the in-depth information. I go over pros and cons, what I liked, what I didn't like, and ultimately my decision for what I'm going to do moving forward. I just used their free trial, which is currently a 2-month free trial, so I still have a little ways to go on that, and then I'm going to have to purchase an app if I choose to use a fitness app, and I go over all the details in this video. Today is actually technically day number 31, so I'm going to try my best to do a rest day, but I'm just kind of itching to use the app, so that kind of lets you know where this video is going. I hope you guys like it. Be sure to check the description box to jump around if you don't want to watch all the way through. Let's go ahead and hop into 30 days of Peloton. Here's the deal. Here is today is day 2, but I'm going to talk about day 1, which was actually last night. I took most of yesterday off, but I just was like really itching to do something to try out the app. I had downloaded it earlier in the day and kind of browsed and looked through things and just wasn't feeling it during the day. And then at night I was like, I gotta try this out. I want to get my rings closed because I've closed them every day so far this month, which is now 18 days as of yesterday. So I just really wanted to close my rings, try it out. So I tried out 3 things. I did a 10-minute hit, a 10-minute core, and then a 10-minute stretching, which is different. I'm coming into this starting from just stopping my 30-day free trial from the Apple Fitness Plus. I'm just trying out things, I'm dabbling, and I just really want to stick with some sort of working out thing. And this is me going from being a complete couch potato to trying to close my rings every day, get in 30 minutes every day. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. We take long walks, so I had canceled the subscription so it wouldn't renew and I wouldn't get charged after the free trial. And I think I had one day in between where I just took a really long walk, and then I signed up for the Peloton app. So I've been researching this because my bestie wants a Peloton. I'm starting to lean towards wanting a Peloton. And so I'm really trying their app out. I'm gonna give it a go. I've never done like cycling classes. So the sticker shock of the monthly fee for the app when you have the bike, the monthly fee is like 40 bucks, and that's daunting, I feel like. I know when it comes down to it, like a gym membership, way more than $40 a month. Spin classes, they can range, I've heard, from $25 per class to $50 per class. And if you're going multiple times a week, that is expensive. So I'm definitely looking at it like, okay, a gym membership or the classes itself would be way more than what I would be paying for it. And the app I'm using now is basically the same app. There's a couple of little differences, but mostly it's basically the same app. You're just paying for it to work with your actual Peloton machine, to see the stats up on the screen, all the stuff that's really important, that you want to track your metrics and all that. So I'm very tempted. My best friend's very tempted. We're talking about it, we're trying things out, and we'll see where this goes. So day 1, my initial reaction is the app is very overwhelming because it's just so much stuff. There's so many ways to filter things. There's challenges, there is a calendar, there's a live class schedule. It's very overwhelming just like going into the app itself, not being familiar with it. I'm like clicking a bunch of things, looking at different sections. There's tons and tons of different categories. And when I go and I try to filter things down, like I'm looking for a 10-minute beginner HIIT workout, there's tons of them. There's in the hundreds and in the thousands of workouts when I'm going and filtering out things. It'll tell you, and it's just like under the best strength category, because there's like separate little subcategories. Under the separate thing, it's like the best of strength classes, and there's 100 of them. Okay, so this is like very huge. I'm going to really try not to compare and contrast the 2 apps in this video. I'm going to do a separate dedicated, here's what the Peloton offers, here's what the Apple Fitness Plus offers, after I've dove deep into both apps, but it's just really different than the other one. Let's just say that. So I love the filtering options. I'm just in love with the app. I love it so much. And I look, there's a calendar. It shows me what days I've worked out. It shows me the number of workouts in each different category. It has a little check mark next to the weeks when you are working out during a week. It also gives you your streak, so you can keep up with like how many days you've put into this. And it feeds my like type A planner, organization-y type part of my personality. So I love the app. And I also love that it tracks with my watch. So it will show what Peloton thing I'm doing in the actual activity app on my phone. So I click in, I can see the Peloton stats for certain things. It doesn't show everything, but it tracks really well with the watch. The only con that I've had is just right off the bat, me like pressing the button, trying to play, I can't connect it to my my iPad. So I downloaded the app on my iPad and on my phone, and I ended up having to watch on my phone, which is not ideal. It's not what I want to do. So I do have to like research into it, see if there's workarounds, because I don't want to be just tied to the phone. I really want like the iPad screen. So I'm going to see what I can do with that. When I look on my watch, when the app is up, it says connect to a workout on your phone. So that's what I did. That's what it told me to do. When I go on my phone, click play, it starts my watch activity, which is great. That's what I wanted it to do. It's been seamless with the iPhone, not so much the iPad. So that was the only hiccup. I found it super motivating. I really, really like, so far I tried 3 different instructors in 3 different categories, and I really like their, gosh, I don't know, like almost no nonsense, no BS way that they're trying to motivate you. Like one of them, he was cursing. He's like, yeah, this is hard. You're here for 10 minutes, give it your all. Nothing comes if you don't work hard. Like you don't get the payoff if you don't work hard. So put in the effort, and they're really giving it to you, like giving it to you straight. Not what you want to hear when you're like already really trying, but it really motivates. I can see how that might not work for everybody. Some people need more of the like the gentle motivation, and this is just like in your face, get it done. You can do this, you can do hard things. And I don't know, I didn't think it was for me, but I loved it. I really found it motivating. I did more planks than I ever thought I could do because of how it was presented. So yeah, overall, first day, I really like it. I like it way better than I thought. I was kind of like dragging my feet to download it and look at it because I'm like, oh, I just love the Apple Fitness so much. So I went in and look at it and I'm like, wow, they have a lot in here. And then there's like challenges, so you get awards and things for keeping up with things. There's like 6 or 7 different challenges, and I'm jumping in mid-month, so I'm not getting like the full month benefit, which I'm really glad they have a 2-month trial. So in February, I can join in on the February challenges where it's like every day try to work out, and then you get like a badge based on how many days you hit. So I'm really interested in that part. I joined a couple of the challenges because they are things I could still hit even though I'm midway through the month, but I like that. I like that a lot. I still have badges and things you can earn, but the challenges make me really happy. So I'm all about it. I'm all about gamifying it, making it fun, making it really type A and organizational, and I really, really liked it way better than I thought I was going to. So that was day 1. I'm gonna also do some working out today. We've got a couple of, we have a couple of people coming to the house for various different housey related things. So I'm not gonna get my workout in until later again today, but I'm definitely pumped to like try it out again today. I'm on my 11th actual using the Peloton app day, but I have had 5 non-Peloton days in here. So on day 2, I did a HIIT cardio and it kicked my butt. I was sore for a couple of days, but not only that, my ankle was still not great. So I took 4 rest days. I just really kept off my foot for those 4 days. And since then, my ankle has been mostly okay. It's just certain ways that I flex or rotate my ankle, I definitely can still tell that it's a little bit tender, but for the most part, it's better. I was doing the hits, I did some jumping, and my ankle did not like it at all. It had been, gosh, it had been like 2 or maybe even 3 weeks since jumping on the trampoline and messing up my ankle. So I thought it would be better by then, but it really just, it's not all the way there yet. I don't think it's anything serious, but it definitely needed to be babied. So I took those 4 rest days where I did some exercise, but I did not do any sort of Peloton app thing. So I was doing basically walking around the neighborhood, and that was it. And even then, like I have 2 days, I didn't even hit my exercise goal that week. And then the following week, about a week later, I took another 1 rest day. I was just getting overly sore and a little bit tired. I really need to just give my body a little bit of a break. Even some days I'm not doing full force, I'm still doing yoga and stretching and stuff like that, where it's still like moving your body, still stretching. You can still get some soreness from that. I really just needed that 1 day to just 100% rest. I think we might have taken a tiny walk that day, and that was it. So I don't think I got my exercise ring closed for that day as well. When I'm talking about exercise ring, I'm talking about my Apple Watch. Ta-da! I'm still using that. It tracks really well with the Peloton app, and I have just been using my phone for the Peloton workouts and things and not tried to mess with the iPad at all. I haven't even looked it up since the first day. I've just been using the phone, and it seems to be working okay. The screen is a little bit tiny, so I definitely will try to mess with the iPad at some point and see if it will sync with my watch, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get anything more than the exercise minutes, whereas like right now, I'll show you guys. I'll throw something up on the screen. Like right now, it shows you the Peloton workouts in the workout app where if I don't connect it to the watch, it's going to just show me the exercise minutes on the ring. And right now I have 29 out of 30 minutes. I'll do some sort of light thing this afternoon if I don't actually hit my minutes. I have a feeling I will get one more minute throughout the day. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to use it with the iPad. We'll see how it works because I really like the Peloton app things showing up as actual Peloton workouts in the app. I'm really getting into the app part of things where I love the checklists and things. As far as the Peloton app goes itself, I love the interface. I love the little calendar. I love you get a weekly check mark for the weeks that you've worked out. I love you get the blue circle for the days that you've worked out. I love it shows you your active days, your streaks, all sorts of little metrics and things. It totally gamifies it for me and I just live for it. I absolutely love it. And so when I was doing the Apple Fitness Plus for the 30 days, I was loving it. I was really getting into the zone of working out and enjoying it and just looking forward to the working out, looking forward to pushing my body. Seeing my body do hard things is really an empowering thing when you're just a couch potato. Going from being a couch potato to being able to do like a 1-minute plank is a big deal. So I've really progressed a little bit and I'm not fit at all. I still have quite a bit of fluff, but I'm noticing things. Like I'm noticing I feel like I have a little bit of abs now, and the Peloton app kicks my butt so hard and I love the instructors so far. Everybody is really motivating. They say things like, this is tough, give it your all for these 5 minutes that are left, and they really push you and motivate you. Enough so, I love the workouts so much that I want a Peloton. Like I can see why people like the app. I can see why people get the Peloton because they're pushed, and they're pushed further than they could push just naturally themselves. And some people don't need that. Some people are just intrinsically motivated for things like working out, but I'm not. Like them holding my hand, telling me like, this is tough, give it your all, you can do this, you are strong, your body's strong, all these things feel really empowering to me, and I need that external motivation because I just don't have it internally. Like I don't sit there and think, yes, I'm strong, I can do these push-ups. But when the instructors are telling me that in the app and they're doing the workouts with me, it definitely sparks something for me. And so I see why people like it so much. I was really getting glimpses of that in the Apple Fitness Plus as well. And this is just me getting further into my fitness journey. I'm now like 7 or 8 weeks into it, and I've really noticed a mindset shift. Like I'm really enjoying it. I don't know, I live for it. I look forward to it. First thing in the morning, I do a little bit of yoga and meditation and some sort of stretching or strength thing in the morning. I don't like doing the cardio first thing because I really just like that calmness for the day. I have done some of the working out in the morning, but I find like I like to do like the HIIT or the dance or something else that's more cardio based in the afternoon. Like our walks are more cardio based. I like to do those in the afternoon after I've woken up for the day, had that relaxing morning. It just sets my day off really nicely. When I have the yoga and meditation, those days just seem to flow better for me. And I am waking up before the kids. I wake up an hour before Olivia has to wake up and get ready for school. And Stella tends to sleep a little bit later than that as well. I get a little pocket of time between dropping Olivia off and when I have to get Stella up for the day. So I'm having a really good morning routine that flows really well with the Peloton app. I'll talk about as far as the Peloton app goes, I'm loving everything. Everything's worked really well, except when I go out of a workout, when I hit done and then fill out the thumbs up, thumbs down survey. When I get back into the app and I go to like my workouts, it doesn't show up right. I do have screen caps to show you on the screen what it should look like. And then this is what it looks like when I come out of a workout. So it's really annoying. I have to close the app and open it back up. It saves everything anyway, so it's not a big deal, but it's just kind of one of those little annoying things that can happen. So that happens. I can't click over to the overview and see my calendar. For some reason, it totally messes up the screen. And I don't know if it has anything to do with when I'm doing the workout, I don't leave my phone up like this. I turn it to the side. And I don't know if that's somehow messing up the like how it zooms in on the app, but it definitely messes up the app somehow. So I have to go out of it to be able to see everything the right way again. But there's just so much to offer, guys. I'm just blown away by how much content they have. I'm going into some screen caps that I took that I'll walk you guys through. If I can find them, I have like kid pictures for miles. It's just tons and tons of content. Like I look at the 10-minute meditations and there's more than there are days of the year, and they're adding more all the time. So when I go under cycling, I say not taken by me, which I've not taken any cycling. It says show 7,000 plus classes, and that's for cycling. 7,000 cycling classes or more. I mean, it says 7,000 plus, so I assume it's going to be more. You don't know how many they have. Like, it's just an obscene amount. When I go into cycling and just beginner level classes, there's 245 beginner level cycling classes. So you can be a beginner and stick in the beginner section for almost an entire year and be fine. As far as categories, you can choose from tons of different categories. As far as filtering, there's tons of instructors, tons of different music categories, tons of different lengths that you can choose from. There's just tons and tons of ways to vary this. So I'm showing like things up on the screen. As far as meditation, not taken by me, and I've taken only like a handful of them so far. There's over 1,000 meditation classes, so you could meditate for years on the app, even if they never added another class, which they add classes all the time, like I said. It's just such a huge wealth of content. And now they do have an option, which I have not really tried. I plan on trying. I'm going to do a little bit of a power walk / jog thing, not a full run, but I want to do a little bit of that and incorporate a little bit of that. But they have ways that you can download some of the content. Like if you're going to be somewhere where your internet might be spotty, you can download the classes to your phone and then you just have them on your phone temporarily. And that's really cool that you have that option. I didn't have that option with the Apple Fitness Plus. Not that I really need it, but walking and jogging through the neighborhood, I may have some spotty internet places, but you have to have internet to start the class. So even if it's downloaded on your phone, you have to have internet to start the class, which is kind of annoying. You can't like be somewhere without internet in the middle of nowhere and be able to start the class. You have to have internet or phone data access. So that's the only real downside I saw with the app. You do have to have internet, and I had problems with my internet one day when I was doing the Apple Fitness Plus, and it made the Apple Fitness Plus not work that great. And I'm assuming the same thing will happen with this app if we have an internet issue. So I was talking about how many classes. Here's another one. Meditation, not taken by me. 10-minute meditations, there's 595. So almost 2 years worth of meditations that I could take. So it's really awesome to be able to have that much content in here. So I'll walk you through like what the app looks like. There are a lot of achievements that you can get. Their badges are not as pretty as the Apple Watch badges, but they are cute and they have different sections. There are a lot of milestones. So like for your first of each workout, for your third, fifth, onward, all the way up to 5,000 of a certain kind of workout category. I'm barely scratching the surface, so I'm like on a 3-day streak. And as far as the challenges, there are monthly challenges. There's also this annual challenge that is work out 1,000 minutes. So I'm well on my way to that. You have to join the challenges. You aren't automatically like entered into these challenges. So some of them are going to be things you pick and choose. Like there's this total body boot camp. I'm not doing that, but there's other things. And one reason I want to do the walk / running is because there is a February running challenge where you run 10+ miles in February. It's like, I could probably do that. I would be panting and I would be dying in between. I would also be walking some of the running time, but I could do that. So it makes it manageable. If it's just, you know, it's just 10 miles in an entire month, I feel like I could do it. So it's just like getting my feet wet, trying out different things, pushing my limits. Also, there's a February strength challenge to complete 5+ strength workouts for February. So I've already done 3. That's one of the categories I really like. It's just like dumbbells or using your body to do weight. It's also where they put their core workouts under the strength. So you have to go in under strength, filter out, and just find the core workouts. Whereas Apple Fitness has them both separate categories. It's just a little bit different, and I really like, there's tons of classes and tons of breakdowns. There's also this section called programs where you can just like follow a 4-week program where it walks you through day by day what the things are. So there's one for core, for strength, Peloton outdoor. It's kind of like getting you started on the Peloton outdoor, which is just audio based. And then there's also collections like Year of Yes with Shonda Rhimes. And I've done a couple of these ones where they just talk about like finding your yes, finding your why, different things that are really motivating. There's just various different categories that you can choose from as far as that. So they have special artist series, special like Broadway style music things. There's a whole lot to choose from. So as far as this goes, I feel like this is for the beginner all the way up to the very most fit, top of the fitness spectrum people. It covers everybody. There's different categories for beginner, intermediate, advanced. I feel like this app is geared towards every fitness level, where I felt like the Apple Fitness Plus really like babies people and takes it down a notch. And I feel like both have their place, and I'm not trying to make this video about the pros and cons of each. I actually want both. There's certain sections I prefer to have them like you know, give me the tough love, give me the hardcore motivation in the Peloton app versus the hand holding and guiding me and being more gentle in the Apple Fitness. So I really just want both. I want both for certain different sections. Right now I'm not paying for either one. I did the free trial for Apple, I'm doing the free trial for Peloton. Both of them have a lot of pros and a few cons. Going back to wanting an actual Peloton, I talked about wanting to get some sort of equipment when I did my Apple Fitness video. Like, I'm committing to this. I work out every day now pretty much. I had like 4 rest days just for strictly for resting my ankle, and then I had 1 rest day this last week because I just needed a rest day, and I found I have to build some of those in. I can't just go every single day because I'm new at this, first of all, and I don't want to burn myself out. I want to make sure I'm still enjoying it, and at this point I totally am. I totally look forward to it and enjoy it so much, and I really want that Peloton. I've been working out and I've watched tons of videos on the Peloton bike, and I want it, and it's not cheap. It's very expensive. It would have to be worked into our budget, and I have to really commit to this. I'm getting close to being 2 months into my fitness journey. I have to actually like put in some serious time, make sure I'm committed. I'm thinking probably around the 6-month mark, I'll start thinking seriously about getting the Peloton, and I want to have it by the 12-month mark or maybe be my like 12-month workout anniversary gift. I don't know. I'm hoping I can wing it closer to my birthday, which will be 7 months in, but I think it's probably going to be closer to that Christmas mark. So I have my eye on that Peloton machine. It's very expensive. I just love the competitive aspect of it. I just totally am all in at this point. I want to make sure I'm sticking with it. For now, I think it really is going to stick. I love it so much, and it's changed my mood completely. I've totally done a 180 on my mood. If you watched my videos at all in the past like year, I really struggled this past year, and the exercise has been my thing to pull me out of that funk, and it's totally pulled me out of it. I went from meh to good to great, and I really feel that most of the time. I still have like PMS days and things, but for the most part, I feel so much better than I have been feeling this last whole year, and it's been a tough year for everybody, so that part I know has something to do with it, but it was also a baby year for me, and postpartum was no joke through a pandemic. That was definitely a big part of it, and I found like the light at the end of the tunnel through exercising, and that's why I feel like I love the app so much, because it really motivates me and it lets me see that I can do things that are hard, and I totally felt that with the Apple Fitness, and now I'm feeling that even more with the Peloton. It's like Apple Fitness on steroids. It's like way stronger of a motivating thing for me. I'm in love. I want the Peloton machine. I also want a treadmill so I can do some of the treadmill workouts. I want both apps so I can pick and choose from both of the apps. I am totally in it. Maybe life-changing, like just finding the motivation to try out the apps might have been life-changing for me. Today is day 12 of working out and day 17 overall, because I did take some breaks. I want to talk about today. I actually ran, and I am not a runner. I don't even pretend to be a runner. I'm not even saying that I'm a runner, but there is this February challenge, and I think it's an ongoing, like every month they do the same challenge, where the challenge is a running challenge and you're supposed to run 10+ miles to get a little badge. So I thought, they've got these guided runs. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna get a little bit more endurance built up. I will try to do this. So I picked out a 20-minute interval run, and I thought, you know, as far as running goes, that's like as easy as it gets, and it is a beginner level one, so it's not super intense. I thought I would give this a try. So when I first woke up this morning, before I got Olivia up, I have a little window of time. I went ahead and did my meditation. I didn't have time for meditation and yoga, but I have really enjoyed that. I enjoy doing one or both of those every morning and doing some stretching, and then dropped Olivia off and then just started running. So I ended up doing the interval run. There is a little bit of a warm-up part on this particular run. I started it, and by the third actual like jogging / running interval, I was dying. Like, I was out of breath. I know my heart rate was going crazy, and it was a lot of work. And mind you, this is 20 minutes. So it's like you do 30 seconds of running, 30 seconds off, 45 seconds of running, 45 seconds off, and then a minute of running and a minute off. So there was like one 90-minute rest interval in there somewhere, and it was intense. As somebody who has no endurance, it was really intense. And she also tells you like how hard to push it. So for certain ones, she's saying, okay, push it to a 7 or an 8. Some of them, she's saying, okay, push it to like a 3 or a 4. So it's like a light jog and basically a sprint. So you're supposed to really give it your all. Well, I was dying and I was jogging. Like I never sprinted. At the beginning, I was jogging a whole lot faster. And then by the end, I was like barely moving jogging. It was just so pathetic, so horrible. And so all of this, I did the 20 minutes and then I started on just an outdoor walk using my watch. So it wasn't a guided thing. I just had to walk the rest of the way home. So I got that time in and that was like 5 minutes. So it was 20 minutes of the interval running and then a 5-minute kind of like cool down of just plain old walking. I got back home, I was excited to see how far I went because this is my first run and this is my like benchmark. I'm going to try to do this again near the end of the month, and then in future months, I'll try to do the same thing and see how much better I can do, how much further I can go. And so I get home, check my phone, and it shows nothing. Like you get the stats, I'll throw some stuff up on the screen over here or over here. I don't know yet, depending on editing. So I'm looking at what I got for my workout and it shows the calories burned. I got my first running achievement because it's the first time I've used the running. It shows my heart rate, and nothing else, no stats. I'm like, okay, well, my GPS on my watch will have tracked it. So I flip over to the Apple Fitness, which is the activity rings situation. And it shows me an outdoor run, 20-minute outdoor run. And it gives me the time, 20 minutes. It gives me the time of day. And then it gives me my calories. And pace is 0. Like there's just lines through pace. And then distance is 0 feet. And I was like, wait a minute, something went wrong. I mean, I'm supposed to be able to have this tracked and it showed me nothing. And I was so disappointed. So for that Peloton challenge I was telling you guys about, the February running challenge, I have gained 0 miles. So I did this and I was thinking like to myself, I was thinking, man, I accomplished this. I feel really proud of myself. And even now, like I'm really proud of it. But if I don't get the credit for the stuff in my app, does it really count as working out? So I was really disappointed that it didn't count. I was telling my best friend, I was like, man, I killed it. I mean, this was a really hard thing for me to do. Hard. Yeah, my watch is getting all sorts of awards today because this has been my biggest day so far. I was telling her like, man, I did this. I feel great after it, but it sucks that nothing counted. Like I can't see how far I went, nothing. Going along with that, I decided to take a walk using the exact same route. And we took one little detour. Johnny happened to be able to go with me this time, which was great. So I'm flipping back. I'll show you guys over here. The outdoor walk, I ended up going 2.12 miles and we calculated the difference. Like we took a detour, I calculated one strip, I went there and back, and then one other strip, I went there and back. So my total mileage for the 20-minute intervals, just the 20 minutes plus the 5-minute cool down, was 1.72 of a mile. So that was the calculated distance, which I thought was pretty good for being 25 minutes. I did run. Like I'm not a runner. I was just never really good at running to begin with, and I'm not gonna say that that's gonna be my thing or anything. I'm just doing it, to push myself, to see how my endurance can improve. 1.72 miles of that, 2.12 miles of the walking portion of that, and that pushed my calories up hugely for today, my exercise up hugely. That ended up putting me at 82 minutes of exercise for today, which is my record for that, so I got a little record for that, and then my calories now are 793, and I got a award for that. That was what just binged, and it's 1 o'clock, so I still have a ways to go. I'm not going to do any more kind of working out things. I'm just really proud of doing it. I really liked the workout. Like circling this back to the Peloton app, there is a way to change this so you do get the GPS notification. So I'm looking down, I'm looking at my phone. You have to go in under more at the bottom, and then under add-ons, there is a running route tracking. You have to turn that on. So your Peloton app has to have permission to use the GPS. So it says use my location. So you can actually get all the metrics. I just didn't have that turned on. I didn't know it was a thing. I just automatically assumed when I downloaded the app the first time around that it would be there, but it was not. So you definitely have to go in, go under add-ons, make sure your location tracking is on so that you can get your distance, because that was such a disappointment. I know the distance now because I went and measured it using a walk, but it was just kind of disappointing, especially like for my first run in years. Like I do not run. I don't know if I can say that clearly enough. I'm not a runner, so this was a big thing for me to actually complete it, and I actually did all the actual intervals. I thought near the end I was at like 15 minutes. I still had 5 minutes to go, and I was just panting. I'm sure like my whole face was red, and I thought for sure I wasn't going to keep doing the jogging intervals, and she was saying push it to like an 8 or 9. I was like at an 11 just doing the jogging because I'm so out of shape. But I stuck with it. I did the jogging when I was supposed to do the running and jogging, and I got my first little running award, and I will not be getting up to 5,000 runs. It's totally not my thing, but it's definitely going to be something that I incorporate in here and there. And it was nice to do it right after dropping Olivia off. It was just a perfect time before Stella woke up for the day. So I'm pretty happy with it. As far as my profile, my overview, I am 32 workouts in, so each like different strength training or meditation and things counts as a workout. I absolutely love the meditation, but it's not really a workout, you know, I'm sitting there breathing deeply and stuff, but it counts as a workout. So that part, 9 of them are meditation. That's it for today. Just make sure you have the GPS part turned on so you don't end up like me and not having your distance logged. So it's actually day 22, but my 17th day doing Peloton, and I just have a couple of like technical things to talk about. So you have to be synced up with the actual Peloton bike or Peloton tread with your Apple Watch, or synced on your iPhone. So those are the ways that you can incorporate the Apple Watch in with your routine. There are some workarounds where you can mirror the screen on various devices, and I will show you one in a minute. Basically, if you're going to work out any other way besides iPhone or the actual tablets on the bike and the tread, you're out of luck for using your Apple Watch. I mean, obviously the minutes will count as workout minutes because your heart rate will be up high, but you won't get under the fitness thingy. I'm not sure it will show up as a Peloton workout. I think you just get the workout minutes, but all devices will sync up. You'll log into everything. So if you were to use your iPad, you just wouldn't see your heart rate up on the screen like I can when I use the iPhone. So you wouldn't have the heart rate information because it wouldn't be synced up, but it will still count as a workout. You will still get the workout minutes because you are actually like exerting yourself, and it will count as exercise minutes. It's one of those things that's going to be a big deal to some people, not a big deal to others. To me, it's a big deal. I want the workout showing up as a Peloton workout. I want the heart rate up on the screen. I just want it all to be synced and flawless. I want to be able to look down at my watch and see that. There are a couple of workarounds that I have seen people mention. I've looked at this and Googled it and stuff. One of the workarounds I've seen is you start the exact same workout on your phone and on your iPad. So you can watch on your iPad, but it's actually tracking you on the phone. So you will get 2 workouts. It'll duplicate the workouts. You'll have to delete one, but that way you get the heart rate information and you still get to look at the bigger screen. The other option is mirroring your iPhone screen to your iPad. And I haven't tried this one yet, but it's a thing that you can do. So you just go in under settings and figure out how to do it. You'll have to Google and look up how to do that, but it is possible to do that as well. Again, it'll sync up actually to your physical phone, but you'll be seeing the screen on the iPad. And then the third solution that I have been using, I've used this now for 2 days, and it works really well. We ended up getting a new TV, which is an Android smart TV. So you have a Peloton app on there, but again, it doesn't sync. It doesn't show my heart rate or anything. So I can use that app if I don't want to use the heart rate monitor on my on my wrist, like that's always there. But I ended up mirroring my iPhone screen to the big screen, and it was great because it doesn't duplicate anything. I get to see everything on the big screen, and I also have the small screen because I end up doing some workouts where I'm on the ground, but our TV is now mounted above our mantle, which is also pretty high off the ground. So I wouldn't like to like crick my neck looking up. I can actually keep the iPhone down on the ground with me if I'm doing ground things. So I have the smaller screen there, and then I have the bigger screen up when I'm standing up, and it works perfectly. It's like the perfect height for me to stand up and do workouts upright. But it's nice to have both options, both screen options and height options for them. So I ended up doing that. I really like that. I'm going to show you my little clip video and show you how it worked with the TV app that I found. Okay, so I'm in the Peloton app here. I'm going to start our TV, which we did end up getting mounted. So I've got the TV on there, and then on the phone, I go under here and hit screen mirroring. I used a program, see, and it's called A Power, and that's what it looks like. So it gives you a QR code to hook up your device. So I had to already do that. So I hit A Power Soft, so it's going to connect to the TV. It takes a minute to connect over. But there it goes. So it shows my phone now. And you can scroll back up, and the screen is exactly the same as my app. So when I go in and start something, just hit start, and it shows my screen just like I have it. So if I rotate it, it rotates, and then it's fully up on the big TV, which is awesome. And the volume is not on, so you have to tap the volume, and then it will put you at the volume you want. And that's it. Super simple. For things like yoga, I also have this, the Amazon Basics little mounty thing for my phone. So my phone can be on the ground. The TV is set up so I can use either screen I want, and they're both synced up really well. And that way I have my watch, have the heart monitor on it, connected to all of my fitness stuff. So that makes it really easy to get it done on the TV if you have a smart TV. This isn't actually through the Peloton app on the Android TV. So there is an actual Peloton app. I do have it on there. It doesn't track with the watch. It just doesn't sync up. So I found the mirroring way to be probably the best way. And then also it's easier to like do all the functionality like searching and filtering and things right from my iPhone. It's so much easier than using the remote control and having to scroll and then click OK. With this, I can just tap, tap, tap and get on my way. I found it to be a lot better than using the Peloton app on the TV, just using the mirroring. As far as my workout today, I think I kept it easy yesterday, like a yoga workout. Today is my 9th day in a row, so I'm almost hitting a 10-day streak, and you get different badges for things. So that's one of the badges I'll get, is a 10-day streak tomorrow. Looking through my workouts, I did quite a few this morning. I did a 10-minute yoga flow lower body, a 10-minute kindness meditation, a 10-minute HIIT, and then a 5-minute arms and shoulders toning. I'm gonna go get my props. I'll be right back. All right, I got my props. So this is more just what I wanted and needed, and so I ended up getting the 3-pound weights. I know if you buy the bike, you can buy their weights, but I just got 3-pound weights. These were the only ones that they had. We ended up going to Target and needing to get some Valentine's Day things. I just picked up what they had. They had like literally 3 of this exact one, and that was it. And there was like one 25-pound weight and one random kettlebell, and the whole aisle was just wiped clean. But I was so happy they had 2, and they happen to be a nice color. These are the Tone It Up brand little ones, and I think they were $5.99 a piece. So basically like 12 bucks. I got my little weights, and I wanted these because I tried one of the 5-minute upper body. I filtered for arms and shoulders, so it's like a 5-minute toning thing. So I did one today, but the other day when I tried this for the first time, I was using the 5-pound weights, and my biceps and triceps and everything were so sore for like 3 or 4 days, and my shoulders. And I just realized, you know, if you're doing a ton of reps, you need it to be lighter weight. I ended up getting the 3-pound weights finally, and now I'm going to start doing the shoulders and arm toning again and incorporating that in. My little tiny 3-pound weights, they're so cute and tiny, but they actually do a really good job. If you're doing these quick things with a lot of reps, it's really nice to have the smaller one. I could barely do it with the 5 pounds at the end. My biceps were screaming, my shoulders were screaming, but the 3 pounds is more in line with what I need. It's a challenge, it's hard work, but it's not like killing me and making me sore for a week. This is going to be more personal, not necessarily related to the Peloton, although the Peloton app did contribute to this. I hit a milestone, a couple of milestones actually. My first pair of pants officially doesn't fit. So these are my little like workout, what is it, Old Navy active wear. So I've had these for quite a few years. They are like very stretchy, and now they fall down. I get saggy butt, they fall down. I have to keep pulling them up. The legs are loose on them, and they're just all around a hassle now. So I officially outgrew one pair of pants. This is the first one I've outgrown, and it's a big milestone. I have had some other pants get loose, like the ones I'm wearing now, get like loose around the knees and a little bit saggy in the thighs. I'll see if I can show you. It's nothing to be super excited about. I still have quite a ways to go. See, I don't think you can see that. I'm just getting like a little bit of saggy and bagginess where these used to be like super skin tight. Where certain things used to be really, really skin tight, I am getting a little bit of loose bagginess in my clothes, but that was the first official pair that just does not fit comfortably. They do not stay up. I'm having to yank on them and pull them up constantly, and I just can't wear them anymore. I have them in the donate pile as my first one, so that is a really big milestone. I've been working at this for a while. My other big milestone is I hit 15 pounds of weight loss, and that was not just through exercise. So I don't want to come across as like the Peloton app did that. Food had a huge, huge part in this. I have been a couch potato, so not active at all, but I've also been snacking, like incessantly snacking. Basically, anytime the kids were at nap time or quiet time or at bedtime, I just snacked incessantly, and I added on hundreds and hundreds of calories onto my diet by snacking horribly. So I have basically cut that out. I started using MyFitnessPal back in October, right around my little baby's 1-year birthday. I hit a milestone on that. I hit 100 days. So that was, I don't know, a few days ago. So I'm past 100 days of using the FitnessPal. And basically with that, I just cut out snacking. In the beginning, like the first month or so, I was still having some sort of snack in the evening and like, I don't know, maximizing my calories, like using every last calorie because I was hungry. I was used to snacking, and I've gotten in such a good habit of just not snacking. Like I eat dinner, I'm satisfied, and every once in a while I'll have a little snack. Maybe like once or twice a week I have a little bit of a snack, and it's not like before. It's like before I'd eat half a bag of chips, and now I eat like a little serving of whatever I'm having, and a lot of times it's a better choice than a bag of chips. So I have options now, like I can snack on almonds, I've got some like sweet and spicy pecans, things like that that are just a little bit better of a snack choice. Sometimes it's just chocolate, like I'll have one Reese cup if I'm like craving chocolate or something, but not like a giant Sonic Blast that's a ton of ice cream and a ton of Reese's cups. You guys have seen the cup of my Sonic Blast. I've shown it in a vlog somewhere along the way, and it's like 5 or 6 Reese cups and a ton of ice cream, and it's a lot. So I'm not doing that anymore. You know, I have a cheat day here and there. Yesterday was the Super Bowl, so I ended up making us like mudslide milkshakes. It did have Reese's cups in it, and it was really decadent, but I just don't crave that all the time. Something about sticking to the MyFitnessPal and cutting out snacking, I'm just not like jonesing for stuff in the evening like I used to be. So I've definitely changed that habit, and that has saved me hundreds and hundreds of calories, probably thousands and thousands of calories over the last few months. And I think that was the main contributing factor to losing the 15 pounds, but also exercising and being active helps. A lot of days I burn off 200 or so calories just being active, doing the fitness, taking long walks, and I can easily burn off about 200 calories most days. So that definitely helps as well. That gets me moving. It's definitely shown up in how my legs are toned and the clothes fitting a little bit looser. So it's not like you're going to outrun or outwork out a bad diet. You have to have the diet in the first place. You can't just eat whatever you want just because you're working out. And I think a lot of people do that, and I've been guilty of that as well. I do a really long walk. I do a lot of cardio someday, and I have tons and tons of like extra calories. I don't necessarily use all those extra calories for food. I eat when I'm hungry, and it's been a huge learning curve these last like 105 days of just not stuffing my face just because I can. One of those things where I kind of have to check in with myself, like, are you actually hungry right now, or are you just bored? Are you actually hungry now, or are you just in the habit of snacking when the kids are in bed? Especially in the beginning, I had to really think about it, but now I don't. It's like, I eat my dinner, done. And if I start feeling little hunger pangs, then I will get something, but it's just kind of rare. It's like maybe once a week, and that's about it. So I just wanted to put that in there. It's big milestones for me. It's in the middle of doing the Peloton app. It's the 22nd day of Peloton. I do get a 2-month free trial in the Peloton app, and at the end of that, I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to do. As far as the future of my fitness journey, it will be having to spend money. Pretty sure I know what I'm going to do. I will save that for the end of this video. So today is actually my 23rd day of using the Peloton app, and it's my 28th day overall. So I am just absolutely loving this app. I've got 2 more days of the 30 days left, but I want to talk about one thing that happened on day 24. I logged in, and when I clicked over to classes, I'll throw some things up on the screen for you guys. This side or this side. I logged in and it showed me a beta thing for this new class scheduling thing. So of course they have the live classes. That's one of the big draws to using the Peloton app, is they do offer these live classes. They also started this thing just called Your Schedule, and you can schedule the classes you want. These are the on-demand classes where you go in under classes, you can filter things and everything. Now there is an option to schedule the classes and set up your own schedule, which is completely a game changer for me. I was already pretty much thinking I was hooked. I was thinking I was going to stick with it. I was thinking about getting a Peloton bike. You guys know I've mentioned that in this video so far. And then when they had this Your Schedule where you can plan out your classes, I lost it. I'm like, this is the best app ever. I love it. Of course, there are a couple of cons to this app, which I'll talk about as my final thoughts. But this was just a complete and utter game changer, and I have been using the Your Schedule. It is a beta, so they will adjust it as needed. You could schedule up to 2 weeks worth of classes for yourself, any times of day. There's one major con. When you click and you schedule the class time, there's not a way to edit it. So if I put PM instead of AM or AM instead of PM when I'm putting in the time, I have to go in, delete it, and redo it, which is annoying because when you go back to the class function, you're not right exactly where you were, as far as like if you had filtered things, you don't jump back to the same place. You jump back to like the main class page. That part needs to be tweaked. You need to be able to just adjust the AM or PM especially. I've noticed I've done that quite a few times. And then the other part that's a little bit annoying, if you're like me and you've got kids and you can't exactly make it like to the minute on the thing. Right now it's Sunday and it shows me today's stuff. It does not show me yesterday's stuff on the schedule. So you can't go back and look at stuff that you missed on your own schedule, which I would actually like, because you know, there are going to be days where you schedule it, you have a plan for like doing these classes in order, maybe from like easiest to most difficult. So you have like a week's worth of schedule or 2 weeks worth of schedule, and you miss a day. You want to be able to go back to the same class that you missed. And if you're planning them all out ahead of time, you may not know exactly what class you picked. So I could see this being a scenario where you want to be able to scroll back and see the last week, at least see the day before or maybe the week before, so you can go back and see them. Of course, if you have done the workouts, it will show under your profile under the workouts you've completed. But if you missed one, there's no way to go back and see exactly what you had scheduled that you missed. But there are a lot of positives. One thing I like, just being able to see it all planned out on the screen so you can plan ahead. And I've been trying to do Olivia's 10-minute core strength exercises, and I've been planning those in. So I will go in from easiest to most difficult. She has 26 of them right now. And so I've been planning them for every day to every other day. And it's nice to be able to go in order and not have to think about it once I've like initially planned it into the schedule. And so I really like that. And one of the other things I like is if you're not there exactly at the time, like today is a weekend, so I picked 12:35. That's about when Stella goes down for nap. But I wasn't ready to work out exactly at 12:35. It just kind of grays out the ones that you've missed. So you can go in, you can click on it, and then click view class and then start it. That makes it easy to see what you've missed, but you only have that functionality of the day of. So you can't go back previous days, like I said. So all in all, I think it's a really, really awesome thing. It definitely has room for improvement, but for it being a beta feature, it's pretty dang cool, and I really, really like it. So I have been using that pretty much every day since the 24th day of exercise, and today's the 28th day of exercise. I've been putting in my yoga and then also my core strength, because those are the two that I'm kind of going through all the yoga basics classes and all of the core things from Olivia, and that's 26 total. I'm just working my way through those little sections, and then I do other things depending on my mood of the day. I'm one of those people that's like really food moody. I don't know what I want until I'm in the mood for something. Same with the exercise. I'm not sure I'm ready to do HIIT on a Wednesday from now. Like, I want to know the day of. I have a couple of things already planned on my regimen, and then I can pick and choose the day of. So I don't like all of it to be structured out and scheduled out for me, but I like having certain things scheduled out, and I really, really like it. So that is a great, great new feature, and I hope that they tweak it and improve it and make it better, because this app, tell you guys, this app is just so good. Right now it's showing me 23 active days, 4-week streak. I've done 71 workouts, but 23 of them are meditation. I'm working my way through the sleep meditations, and I also do a morning meditation, and I just pick something, a relaxing, calming, a say yes thing. There's lots of different ones you can use for the morning. My breakdown so far is 23 meditations, which is a lot of that 71. I have 18 strength, 14 yoga, 11 stretching, 4 cardio, and just 1 running, that interval running. That's my only single running. And part of that is it's been cold. We're in the middle of an ice storm right now, which is crazy for Texas. This hasn't happened in decades. And we were thinking this probably won't happen again. It's like 20 something degrees outside, which is unusual for Texas. We're just at home because the roads are so icy. People can't even get out of their driveways right now. So it's just crazy. So that means no walks, no runs, no anything outside. It's just been strictly working out with the Peloton app right now. And by the way, finding the Olivia challenges, I was checking out the subreddit. There's a Peloton subreddit. It was called a core challenge. How they had it lined up was 5 weeks, all of the 20-minute Olivia core workouts, and they were going chronological. So they're trying to do 5 a week, so it's a 5-week total long thing, and she made one more. So it ends up being 26 workouts, but I changed it. I used the rankings from easiest to most difficult. So I'm going from the easiest one to most difficult. I'm only a few days into it, but it has been kicking my butt and my abs are so sore. I went to bed last night, I was like, my abs are dead. So it's really, really kicking my butt. I really like it. I have noticed over the course of just the few days I've been doing it that I have definitely increased in core strength. And so I'm just trying it. I'm taking rest days when I need rest days, and I'm pushing it when I can push it. So that's pretty much it for my thoughts so far. I've got 2 more days to go, and then I will do a wrap up on this video. I've gotten quite a few of the little achievements. I hit a 10-day streak because I've not missed a day in a while, and I've hit the 10 workouts for a couple of the different sections. And overall, I'm just really, really liking it. I hit the February strength challenge and also the February activity challenge. I'm not going to hit the running thing. It's just not happening this month. Maybe next month, but it's just too dang cold. As far as the challenges, I love the annual challenge. It's the annual 2021 challenge, and it starts out, the first medal you can get is for 1,000 minutes, and it goes all the way up to 15,000 minutes. So it just tracks how many minutes you have for the year. And I have 377 minutes to go until I get that first little award, which is a dark blue. So they're like rainbow colored awards on here. You can see all of them up to black. I'm just gonna see how far I get for the year. I ended up signing up mid-January, so I did miss a little bit of the year, but basically it's gonna be all the minutes I use for working out this year. I was thinking about this, and yesterday I was going to take an easy day because on the Apple Fitness thing on Valentine's Day, which is today, on Valentine's Day, there is a 60-minute exercise challenge. I was thinking the day before, which was a Saturday, I was thinking I'm just gonna do something really light, just do a little bit of stretching, try to get maybe my 30 minutes, but if I don't hit my 30 minutes of exercise, it's no big deal. When I started using the Peloton app, I loved it, and I ended up totally getting my 30 minutes in. A 10-minute yoga basics, a 10-minute core, and then a 10-minute post-run stretch, which is really, really good stretching. So I ended up totally getting my 30 minutes in. It was just one of those things where I'm like, oh, this is gonna be my easy day. I'm not gonna really do anything, and I still did a full little exercise routine, which was awesome. So even on my more like easy rest days, I feel like I'm still really wanting to do the Peloton app. So I think that speaks volumes for how much I've been enjoying it. All right, my setup is a little bit different. I'm not used to filming on my phone, but we are without power. So we are in Texas. We are dealing with the giant storm. I guess we're going into the second full day of rolling blackouts, and we're currently in one right now. And we ended up losing power twice overnight the last 2 nights. It's woken me up because our fridge will beep the alarm as soon as the power comes back on. 2 times each night for the last 2 nights, I've woken up and had to go turn the fridge off. The house is cold because the power has been out. So it's been unbelievable. The last few days, we have had power enough that like our house is not freezing. We can't really leave. I've seen a couple of neighbors be able to venture out, but most things are closed. Most things don't have power right now because of these rolling blackouts. So a lot of businesses are closed, but thankfully we have tons of food. We do have a gas range. So I have one of those little butane lighter thingamabobs so I can light the gas range and cook. We had like skillet salmon last night with some veggies that were just left over. We've just been hunkering down because we haven't been able to leave. The road has been covered in ice. Our neighbor actually sent me a video from their little security camera. It sees the whole front of our house, and it is like from their driveway to our front of our house. And they slid out of their driveway and almost hit our trees in the front of our yard, and it was crazy. So I've seen that. I've heard lots of reports about car crashes and things. We have not left the house. We haven't even attempted it. Thankfully, we have tons of food. Thankfully, we've had enough power that things are okay, but that has put a wrench in my Peloton journey the last couple of days. Yesterday, we didn't have power early on. I didn't get to do my morning routine. It's been kind of weird since Friday. We had ice coming in. So today is actually Tuesday. So since Friday, I haven't really done my morning routine, which is usually meditation and yoga. That's what I normally do when the big kiddo goes to school and the little kiddo's still sleeping. But I haven't done that. And so this morning I finally did do some meditation because the power was back on today in the morning. Yesterday it was off like first thing in the morning. So I didn't get to do that. And then yesterday I started like stressing out because the power had been out for just hours, extended periods of time. It was like 4 or 5 hours, which I know we're blessed that it came back on. It's not as bad as a lot of people are right now, just dealing completely without power. So we're really thankful, but we have 2 little kids. So I was starting to get panicked that it was going to be longer and we were going to start getting cold. And I was starting to mildly panic. I had been really regularly working out every day, but I hadn't done my morning things on the Monday because no school. I was stressing out by the afternoon, and thankfully the power came on when Stella was taking a nap. So I was able to do my Peloton working out. I can't exactly remember now what I did. I think I did 10 minutes of HIIT instead of the core, and the HIIT did a lot of core. So I did 10 minutes of that, 10 minutes of yoga, and I think 10 minutes of stretching or 5 minutes of stretching. And anyway, I did it. It was around 30 minutes and I felt so much better after doing it. I realized how much the working out like really calms me down, and I was really itching for it yesterday because I was starting to stress out and get mildly panicked that our power wasn't going to come back on. But thankfully it did come back on. So the working out helped yesterday, and then today is officially day 30. That's why I wanted to film, and I ended up being able to do my morning meditation this morning, and then the power was gone and then it came back on. We were having lunch. I was able to like whip up lunch really quick when the power was on, just enough to like use the toaster oven, and then the power went out like an hour later. It was an hour and almost 20 minutes. So it's like we just had enough time to cook lunch, eat lunch, hang out as a family. No working out happened during that. Oh, by the way, when I was doing my 10-minute meditation in the morning, the power cut off. So I don't even know if that one counted. I had like a minute and a half left of it and the power went out. So I don't know if it's saved or anything. The problem is, not only are we having power outages, the internet and the cell phone companies are also having trouble. So I've been getting notifications, like my eye is twitching this whole video, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm a little bit high strung and stressed right now talking about all this. So my eye is twitching. It's like, cover it up. Anyway, we're getting notifications from the cell phone company and the internet company saying they're having wild outages as well. So even when like I still have my cell phone, I still have power because we've juiced it up between power outages, I'm just not able to use much. I can't really text people very much. The texts are really spotty about going through. Our signal's not very strong for things. So it's just been really bizarre. I don't know that I've ever dealt with anything like this. We did live in Illinois. We have lived in Tennessee where there've been ice storms and stuff, but not this extended. Like it's been since Friday. We're moving into Tuesday and it's not even supposed to thaw out until like Friday. So it's going to be like a week-long thing. People on our street have had pipes that have been frozen. I don't know what the damage overall is going to be after everything thaws out and we see what's going on. We did check all of our attic spaces and we did have snow come in some of the vents because the wind was so strong. So we scooped out as much snow as we could. And then one place we couldn't even get to it. It was just too far in the rafters and it's just not safe to like climb through the rafters. So there's a big pile of snow in one of our ceilings. And I don't know how that's going to be fixing it moving forward because it's going to cause some water damage. That's what we're dealing with. And this is a long ranty part of my video, but that's all to say, currently no power. That's why I'm using the iPhone to film. I'm not going to work out today. This is my day 30. I was really going to like be strong about it and maybe I'll squeeze in something when the power comes back on. But mom life with 2 kids, if the power's only on when the kids are awake, I don't get my workout in. So we'll see. Very weird. It's a very weird ending to this 30 days of Peloton. I have lots of thoughts moving forward, not with the ice storm and power outage issue, but that's a big thing. Like you have to have internet to be able to use the Peloton app, which we don't have right now. Even my cellular data has been really spotty. So when the power went out, I didn't have a strong enough signal. The meditation just did not work. So it's just unfortunate that it is internet based. So I was just kind of out of luck. So I'm looking down. I have my iPad here. I'm just like looking at my notes. I do have a lot of notes between Peloton versus Fitness Plus and my thoughts about the two. I've done 30 days of both. I'm going to use a South Park line. I choose both.
I choose both.
I really, really want both apps, and there's certain things I love in both apps. And I'm going to walk through my little list of what I feel like pros and cons are of the Peloton app. And in between all of this, I'm going to also be talking about the Apple Fitness Plus, because there's certain things that I like more in the Apple Fitness Plus. Ultimately, what I decided to do moving forward, which is both. I want both apps, and I'll explain during this part. So first off, my first final thought is I did not think I was going to like the Peloton app as much. To be honest, the commercials are a little pretentious. The Peloton's very, 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 very expensive. Their treadmill is also ridiculously expensive. And I'm like, it's too bougie, it's too expensive. Their little app is just too pretentious, too hokey. Well, I frickin' loved it. Like, I loved it so much. Not only am I thinking about getting the Peloton bike, I am also thinking about getting their treadmill, because I have researched both. They're hecka expensive, like super duper ridiculously priced expensive, but they just speak to me. And I did not think I would like the app as much as I did like the app. Just plain without the big machines, I love the app. I find the instructors super, super duper motivating. I really, really like it's like tough love mixed with cheerleading, mixed with a little bit of hand holding here and there. But overall, it's like, you are strong. You can do this. Push through. It's only 10 more seconds, or it's only 1 more minute. You're only here for 10 minutes. Give it your best. Like, I just love how motivating and coachy they are. It's pushed me further than I thought I was going to be able to do. I can do planks, which is just not something I could do ordinarily. And I've just pushed myself, I feel like, to the best of my abilities, which I was not doing with the Apple Fitness Plus. It's more of like the hand holding. You're doing a great job no matter how you're doing it. Here are all the modifications. You don't have to push it so hard kind of behavior. And it's good for certain things. Like, I'll talk about which categories I want Apple Fitness Plus for specifically, but it's just not as much in your face, like hardcore fitness. And I kind of want both. I kind of want sometimes where they're going to kick my butt, and then I kind of want sometimes where they're just going to hold my hand. And you're just getting two really different experiences with the apps. I feel like with the Peloton app, they're treating you more like they're your coach. They're there to kick your butt. They're whipping you into shape. With the Apple Fitness Plus, I feel like you're getting more of like, they're your friend. It's a really fun experience. You're a very special person. And that kind of like lifting you up type of feeling, where the other one's like, still encouraging. Peloton's still really encouraging, but at the same time, they're not holding your hand, and they're not like making you feel warm and fuzzy on the inside, where you have to really like work for it and feel that intrinsic motivation yourself as well. So I like both. I love both. I want both. And my main hangups with the Peloton app could totally be resolved with the Bike Plus. I'm having a little bit of connectivity issues with my Apple Watch. I can't use my iPad because it just connects to my phone. So I've had to use the phone screen. I've had to use the phone screen in combination with the mirroring to the big TV. And it just would be totally different if I had the Bike Plus and I could use the big screen. You can rotate and tilt the big screen so you can sit in the floor and do your exercises. I can still have the phone next to me if I need to have the phone for like certain things, but that mitigates the problem of me having a teeny tiny screen if I had the bike, because I could put it on the bike screen. So that's one of my biggest cons. The other con I'm having, and I don't know if this will be fixed with the bike, but I'm having problems with my heart rate monitor being my watch. Sometimes there's just gaps in the data. Like, I'll have a workout and it'll have like 6% of my heart rate data is missing, or 15% of my heart rate data is missing. And I'll throw some stuff up on the screen for you guys. I'm totally trying to push it as hard as I can, and I'm not seeing the results on the heart rate monitor and missing these gaps. That's kind of annoying. I can see why people, when they have big gaps where they're like talking like 75% of the workout, they're missing their heart rate data. It's really annoying to deal with. So I have had spotty issues. The thing I realized was my watch was not super tight. I am like in between the band sizes. So I've been having it on the third notch. So 2 free notches, and then I was in that third one. Well, I've tightened it up to the fourth one, and this seems a little bit tighter for me, but I've had better luck. So it's not slipping around as much. So I've found that that is very helpful to have it a little bit tighter. I still am missing data here and there, but not to the same degree. So if you're having trouble with your Apple Watch, that's my first recommendation. Like, make sure your band is tight enough. I was having it's a little bit loose, and it just doesn't get your heart rate as good if it's loose. So it is tight. It's not like cutting off circulation tight. I can still like get a finger in there a little bit, but it's much, much tighter than I'm used to it. So it is a bit of a different feeling on my arm, where before I could slide down a teeny tiny bit. The absolute main thing that I love with the Peloton app is how organized and schedule driven it is. I love the calendar. I love that you can see everything. All your data's there. You get those streaks. You get the days you've used in the last 30 days, how many days you've used the app. I just love it. I love the blue circles. I love getting my little blue check mark. I love that on the classes, you get a little check mark up at the top. I love the filtering. There's so many different ways to filter things so you can find what you're looking for. You can bookmark things. So I went through all the yoga basics. I just filtered to the yoga basics and then bookmarked every yoga basic class that appealed to me. There are a few that are like prenatal basics and things like that I did not bookmark, but I bookmarked pretty much everything else. So then I can go click on yoga, filter, just hit bookmarked, and I find the ones that I wanted to find. So it's really, really just so nice. I love, love, love the new scheduling beta thing where you can schedule your own classes. I talked about that a few days ago earlier on in this video. Everything about that part just speaks to me and I love it so, so much. The live classes I have not tried out. I've got 2 tiny kids and I find that like when I'm there to work out, the live classes just aren't appealing to me right now. So as far as the sections I love, there are sections I love and there are sections I don't love so much. So as far as love, I love, love, love the meditation. I've been doing the meditation. I started the sleep meditation program a few nights ago and I'm almost done with the week 1. Some of them were short, so I did like 2 in the same night, but I got to the first 10-minute one last night, and by the end of the 10 minutes, I was like barely able to turn the phone off and go to sleep. I also really love the stretching category. You can break it down to you do full body stretches, just arms, just legs, hip flexors, like all sorts of things. You can break it down. I also love, love, love the core strength exercises, and it's not a complete section on its own where it is in the Apple Fitness Plus. It is just the strength and you have to filter for core. So there's tons of core specific classes, but they aren't their own separate class category on the front of the page. So you do have to filter for that. And I also love the strength categories where strength is not just full body. It's like you can do arms and shoulders toning. You could do lower body. It's broken down into different sections, including the core, which is one of the sections in the strength category. And I love that. There's just so much there. And I really, really enjoy that category. And the Apple Fitness Plus, I don't like theirs as much because it's full body. Like I like that they have the core separate from the strength. They're 2 separate categories. But if you go in under strength, you're just doing full body strength. Like most of their things are set up to be full body, where I feel like Peloton's more specialized. You can just concentrate on certain areas of your body, which I prefer. Like if I'm doing strength, I want to specifically pick arms or legs or something, specific. So with Peloton, you can. With Fitness Plus, you can't. You're just getting kind of full body workout. So as far as things I do not love, I don't like the yoga as much. I'm doing the basics now, which is a lot of talking, but I was doing their regular yoga classes and it's still just a lot of talking and I want them to talk less. I want to hear the relaxing music. And I just feel like it was too much talking. It's like, put your left foot here, twist just the tiniest bit, do this, blah, blah, blah. Too much talking, too much noise, too much words. I just want to be able to mirror mostly what they're doing. And you get that with the Apple Fitness Plus. They do still talk and walk you through it, but it's not to the level of words. It's just too much words. A big issue is the mirroring, which I'll talk about. That's a big con I found in the Peloton. But as far as the yoga goes, you can just follow along and they'll be like, okay, now it's time to stretch up, reach as high as you can. But with the Peloton, it's like tuck your belly button in, tilt your hips a certain way, move your chest a certain way, reach up as high as you can, feel your chin moving up, like all these things, all these specific things. And I just don't need that level of detail with the yoga. Even though I'm new, I just want to be able to see them. I want to be able to relax and follow along and not just be like overly micromanaged with every last like tilt and angle and stretch and feeling. And it's just sometimes way too much. I get into the yoga and I'm like, wow, this is not relaxing right now because they're talking too much. So that's one thing I found, that the Peloton yoga just doesn't do it for me like the Apple Fitness Plus yoga did. I really, really just liked the Apple Fitness Plus yoga. And that's one of the reasons specifically I want the Apple Fitness Plus app. I also found that I like the HIIT classes better on the Apple Fitness Plus. I really like, they repeat like the same move for 30 seconds and then you're off for like 15 or 30 seconds, where I found that with the Peloton HIIT, it's like a circuit. And so you're doing like 4 exercises for a minute or something. And it's just not as quick as doing just like one exercise to the full power, as quick as you can, as strong as you can. I really just liked the HIIT better better on the Apple Fitness Plus. Also with the Apple Fitness Plus, HIIT is a separate category, just like core is separate from the strength category. They have their own HIIT section. So I really like that. They also have their own dance section, which I haven't really gotten into that much, but I ideally like dance as a form of working out. But when you go to the Peloton app, cardio has the cardio dance, which they only have a few classes of, and they also have the cardio HIIT, and they just don't offer that much. As far as the just sheer volume of classes, HIIT's just not one of those categories that has tons and tons and tons of classes under the Peloton app. So I just really prefer the Apple HIIT much better. It's just set up in a different way. And I like I don't have to think about it, where I felt like with the Peloton app, when you're doing 4 moves back to back on repeat, I'm having to think a lot more. I'm having to look at the screen a lot more. And it's just not as fast and quick and powerful for me as just doing one move. Like you do one move and maybe it's like a right side and a left side. So you're doing 2 different things, but you're just repeating those 2 different things over and over and over again for the whole little chunk of time. And that works so much better for me. I can't think about it too much, or I just don't work as fast. I'm not putting in as much power. Don't like the Peloton HIIT as much. So I have done quite a few of the HIIT classes because I like that as a form of cardio, but the Peloton one just isn't it for me. So I would, again, that's one of the main reasons I want the Apple Fitness Plus app. I want to be able to do the yoga and I want to be able to do the HIIT, and they just aren't the same on the Peloton. And then as far as things I would do with the Peloton, I definitely would stick with meditation, stretching, the core, and also the strength. I can break it down to be lower body or upper body. I also really liked the outdoor. I tried the interval training one day and then it turned into Elsa Blizzard level here. So I haven't been outside doing anything else since then. It just got too cold and then got really crazy. But I definitely want to do more of the interval training and the outdoor stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's just outdoor walking, and that would be great. I'd like to take Stella on walks. She's in the jogging stroller and I'm usually like going up and down hills, but I would love to be coached through that and push it a little bit harder. And I think I could with the app. So I'm definitely ready to try that out once it thaws a little bit and it's not a frozen tundra outside. But that's something I really look forward to with the Peloton app, because I've tried just the one and I see that would be something I would get into. So I want both apps. I have talked about this. The Apple Fitness Plus, if you sign up for the year, it's $667 per month. And then the Peloton app is $12.99 per month. So I would just get both. Adding the Apple Fitness Plus onto it is just adding about $7 a month. It's just not a whole lot extra. If I had to choose just one of the apps, I would choose the Peloton app because it just offers so much more as far as classes. I love how structured it is. I love the being able to schedule it. I love being able to do the live classes. So if I had to only choose one, I would choose the Peloton app. When I went to do this challenge, I thought 100% I would never have guessed that I would have chosen Peloton over the Apple Fitness Plus. I thought, I'm in it. I want the Apple Fitness Plus, but I just really, really like the Peloton app. I'm just surprised. I surprised myself with this one, and I see how much it offers. And that's partially because it's been around so much longer than the Apple Fitness Plus. It is still new and they are adding, and it seems like every day I went into the app, they still had more to offer. And they do have some like outdoor walk things. I think they were calling it time to walk. Every time I look at the app, I haven't signed up yet, but every time I look at it, there's like newer things to look at. So I definitely want both apps. And because the Apple Fitness Plus is only about $7 a month, I'm just gonna get both. It's totally like me not going to Starbucks once a month. Definitely within my budget, and I added it up. It's $19.66 per month with both, and I'm sure both of them probably have a little bit of a tax. So basically $20, and I have both apps and I can use the best of both. And I really just like that. I really want to integrate both. And I found this whole month doing the Peloton app, I found I was missing the Apple Fitness Plus for certain things. Like when I'm doing the HIIT on the Peloton, it's still giving me a good burn. It's still giving me a good workout. I'm still panting, but I wasn't pushed to the level I was pushed with the Apple Fitness, because I could do the moves a whole lot faster and more powerful. Could not hardly catch my breath. I was pushing it so hard using the Apple Fitness Plus. And I feel like with certain sections on the Peloton, I can. Oh, the power just came back on. See, printer's starting to work. Woohoo, we got power again. Okay, I'm gonna insert this clip back in. It's actually day 31, but I went to edit my last portion of the video and forgot to go back and talk about the mirroring. So this is a major con I have found with the Peloton app. Totally spaced being able to talk about it again. The power had come back on. I got excited and totally lost my train of thought. But the Peloton app does not mirror the people's images. So when the instructor is saying, okay, do something with your right hand, like this side. They're doing it on this side of their body. And when you're looking at them, it's not the side of the body mirrored. So you would be using your right hand, but you would be opposite hands of them. And it makes sense if you're like into fitness and doing fitness videos. Usually it's mirrored. So they will either tell you use your left hand so it looks like you're mirroring them and they're actually using their right hand, or the video is actually mirrored, like flipped horizontally. So they're actually using their right hand, but the video shows you it looks like their left hand according to you. So it's easier to follow along if you could just like, you're just looking into the mirror and trying to do what they do, whatever moves they're doing. That's not typically a move, that little thing I just did. But the Apple Fitness Plus, however, does mirror the picture. They're either telling you the opposite hand of what they're actually doing, or they're using a mirror and flipping the image in editing. So it looks like you're following along, just like a trained monkey following exactly what they're doing. And I absolutely prefer the mirrored image, so I don't have to think about what they're doing. I'm having to do think about what hand and leg I'm doing in the Peloton app. And especially for yoga, it's so much easier for me to just mirror along, which is one of the reasons why I like the Apple Fitness Plus yoga. But there are other instances where it's a little bit tricky to follow along. You have to be watching really carefully and do the opposite of what they're doing in the Peloton app. So that's definitely a con for me. I know it's something at the beginning that was really hard to do. Like the first few classes, the first week was really hard, but then I got more used to it. I just got used to doing the opposite of what they're doing, but I would really have liked for it to be mirrored like the Apple Fitness Plus. It just makes it a tiny bit easier to follow along when you could just copy exactly what you see them doing. And sometimes like they're switching angles to show you in the Peloton app, and that makes it even more confusing for me because I'm like trying to follow along, but now they switched the angle and I'm trying to like move my body to make sure I'm doing exactly what they're doing. So that part can be a little bit awkward. I wanted to make sure I put that in here because it is a con for me. It may not be a con for everybody. You may prefer one or the other. If you want to be mirrored and look like you're looking into the mirror, Apple Fitness Plus is the way to go. If you don't care about it at all, if you want to just be like, okay, follow when they say right hand, you do your right hand and you're kind of doing opposite of the picture, then Peloton app is the way to go. But it may be personal preference for people, and I personally would like them to mirror it, but it's also not a deal breaker. I've gotten used to it. So I wanted to just include that in here because it is a kind of a fundamental thing for how you're going to view the app and how you're going to be able to use it. So as far as the apps, Peloton is just so much better than I originally thought it was going to be. I absolutely love it, and I want to talk about, I told you guys, I really want the bike. I do want some sort of treadmill, so I've thought about getting their treadmill as well, and this will be like over time. We would not do it immediately. I know they do 0% financing, but we just try not to finance things. We would cash flow it and save up for it. It would be a long time to even consider actually shelling out the dough for either one, but they're definitely on my radar now where they were not before. I have changed my tune. I just love the app so much. Right now, I am 2 months into my fitness journey and it's just become part of my routine. Yesterday, when I was stressing out, I just craved exercise, and it really has totally changed my mindset over these last 2 months. I just really look forward to the exercising. I feel good after it. It's given me this confidence boost that I didn't know that it would give me. I really just like the way it feels to exercise. I like the way I feel afterwards, and I really like seeing myself getting stronger. And I've noticed over the course of the 60 days, I have been able to like stick it out for a whole 10-minute core workout, whereas before, like 2 minutes into it, I was already dying. Well, now I can get to the end before I completely die. I still sometimes can't make it through like a whole set of bicycle crunches back to back with something else that's really intense. I sometimes will just have to like pause for a second, but it's just not all the time where it was in the beginning. Like in the beginning, I couldn't make it through the 30 seconds of repetition for a core thing. I just didn't have it in me. I just didn't have the core strength after having 2 kids. And I can feel myself getting stronger now. And that is thanks to the app. It's thanks to them pushing me and pushing me further than I would naturally just push myself. I'm definitely the person that wants somebody to be coaching me. I just can't do it myself. So this app totally speaks to me in that regard. And I love being able to do a variety of different things. There's tons and tons of things you can do where you just need a couple of dumbbells, and a lot of things you can do without any dumbbells. But I did end up finding that I needed those 3-pound dumbbells for a lot of the like arms toning type of things. And then I use the 5 pounds for a couple of other things. Some of the strength and some of the HIIT call for medium dumbbells, and that's what I've been using. I haven't found that I've needed the 10 pounds. Also with the yoga, I have found that I've needed the yoga blocks, and there was one single yoga. And mind you, I've been doing the yoga most days. So just one time out of 30 days, I needed the yoga strap. So you could totally get away with not having a yoga strap. I'd say I use the blocks like every third workout or so. I actually need the block, but you could totally get away without the yoga blocks. You could totally get away without the dumbbells. It's just, especially right now, dumbbells are one of those things that's hard to find. Again, my eyes like still twitching, still stressed out a little bit. And after this, I will try to go finish and close my 30 minutes of exercise ring and get my Peloton workout in before the power goes out again, because I'm sure it will go out again. Back to talking about equipment, I definitely have made this part of my routine. I'm committed now, and I want to commit to 6 to 12 months before we pull the trigger on any purchase. I really would like to set up a home gym. It's something that my husband has wanted for quite a while, and we have just been moving around a lot, and now I feel like we're finally settled. We can definitely set up a dedicated home gym now. It's just a matter of making sure that we're going to be dedicated to it, which for me, I'm 2 months in, and I definitely feel like this is a complete game changer, lifestyle change for me. I love it so much, so I think I will stick with it. I still want to hit that 6-month mark to make sure before I commit to purchasing something so expensive, because all home gym stuff is just pricey. I know you can do it on a little bit of a budget, but it's still a lot of money. I just want to make sure that we're gonna commit to it. It also takes up a lot of space, so I need to make sure we have the right place in the house and we plan it out so that everything will fit. And another problem with this right now, gym equipment is hard to find. Like, I've been looking at squat racks and power racks, and guess what? They're pretty much sold out everywhere. I go to a website, every single power rack is sold out. And I'm looking at barbells. Most barbells are sold out. And if I can find an actual Olympic barbell, all of the weights that go onto it, they're sold out. So it's just one of those things right now. It's hard to find, and I want to not purchase just because it's the only one I can find. I want to make sure we're getting ones that will last us. They're the ones that we need and the ones that we want, and we're not just buying the only one in stock because it's the only one in stock. So it's just going to be one of those things that takes time. But yeah, that Bike Plus, totally on my radar. That's one of the first things I want to buy. I also really want a rower, and I've heard hints and rumors that Peloton may make a rower and have rowing classes, and I don't know if they're going to do that anytime soon. So I'm kind of holding off to see if they're gonna come up with a rower. And I've researched rowers as well. I know which other one I'm considering. And again, it's one of those things that's still sold out. You can purchase a Peloton bike like on their website, but it's showing as 8 to 10 weeks or 8 to 12 weeks sometimes. Same with rowing machines. Like, they're just not showing up. I also want a set of adjustable dumbbells. And guess what? Those are sold out. And one of the ones I like says 4 months. And so it's just one of those things that it's gonna take time. We're in the middle of a crazy time. I definitely want to set up a home gym, and that's gonna be something that we work towards, we save towards, we eventually find the equipment in stock and we get at some point. So that's pretty much it. I definitely recommend the Peloton app. I also definitely recommend the Apple Fitness Plus app. You can try both of them out and see which one you like better. It is a totally different style and feel for either one. As a beginner, if I had stepped into the Peloton app as a complete total beginner without that 30 days of the Apple Fitness Plus, I would have been a lot more overwhelmed with it, because I find that like their beginner stuff was hard for me as a beginner, even 30 days into working out. So it's not something I feel like an absolute beginner who has no idea what they're doing is going to jump into and thrive really easily. You're going to have to work for it. And that's how I felt with it. I felt like I was jumping in and trying my best and still like doing not as much as them. But I can also see if you're really good at fitness, you will still benefit from the Peloton app. So I definitely recommend giving both apps a try and seeing how you like it. I just really like both. I like certain things about both. Neither one of them is perfect. Both of them have cons, and my biggest con with the Peloton app is not being able to just use my iPad. I would really like to just use my iPad and have it hook with the Apple Watch. And of course I could do it without the Apple Watch, but I just want it on my Apple Watch. I want my heart rate. So anyway, that is it. I hope you guys liked it. It was a lot. I'll timestamp everything. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe. And if you've tried both apps, I would love to know what the winner is for you. For me, I think it's the Peloton app, but just by a little bit. I really could get away with just using one or the other, but combined, I think they're perfect. So I'm gonna combine them. Have a great day, guys. Bye.